I didn't really have my dad full-time into my life until I was 16, right?
I'm your father, so look, you know my story.
The biological children of comedian Brandy and Carly's twins, Brian Winton, along with their stepsister Lori, accused their stepmother Marjorie of trapping their father and ultimately severing his ties with them. I didn't really have my dad in my life until I was 16 years old. Yes, I'm your father. Look, you know my story. I got it wrong a few times. I got into a lot of trouble. Didn't see him for periods of time, but we learned the sacrifice as we got older. It appears that Steve Harvey is attempting to resolve a family dispute of his own. We're going to learn more about whether Lori and Marjorie are influencing Steve Harvey in the video we have today. But before I do, make sure you subscribe to our channel and enable the notifications. The 7-member Harvey family, who were born to 3 separate wives, appears to be in a terrible state of disorder. Click to subscribe to updates and similar videos. Now let's get going. Steve Harvey, the well-known comedian and television personality, seems to have been experiencing family strife and problems, which has crushed him and his loved ones. Even though Steve is known for giving sage advice on family affairs, it seems that he is unable to apply this to his own family because half of his children disagree with how he handles family issues. According to reports, his biological children feel abandoned by their father because he is preoccupied with Marjorie and Lori, whom they believe are purposefully isolating and dominating their father. Since Lori appears to be more prominent and noticeable than all of Steve's other children combined, rumors about Brandy, Carly, and Winton being jealous of the kindness and respect their father showed to Lori have persisted for a while. However, it seems that the issues go beyond simple jealousy, since accusations of unjust treatment by Steve's biological children have been made. They allegedly admitted manipulating Steve by using Marjorie and Winton. The blended Harvey family is arguing about whether Steve was right to adopt and raise Marjorie's children as his own. When Steve adopted Marjorie's children, he probably did not think his family's dynamic would become a scandalous reality TV show like The Kardashians. But this is precisely what has happened to Steve Brandy's biological children. Despite the outward appearance of a content family in photos, the reality is far from ideal. According to Steve's biological children, the well-known talk show presenter has struggled to give each of the 7 children his or her full attention. He neglected his previous families in the past in order to focus on his career, and he is not even making up for lost time. Carly, Bragan, and Winton appear to be at odds with Lori, who regularly steals the show because they think their father is enamored with her. Although Steve's biological children were left to raise themselves without his involvement, he may believe that his grown children don't need or desire his love, as the eldest son, Bradrick, stated in 2019. Though they are not blood relatives, Lori rose to the top and earned his affections quite quickly. Although Lori and Steve appear to get along well, Steve calls Lori his little princess. This dynamic has harmed Carly, Brandy, Bradrick, and Winton because they spent the majority of their childhoods without their father's attention. It appears that nothing has changed thus far. Additionally, a source indicates that Steve employs questionable parenting methods. With his older children, he frequently buys them presents, flings cash at them, or just leaves the room to smoke a cigar. But none of these methods work. His kids don't just want him to be wealthy and extravagant, though according to rumors, Marjorie and Lori plotted a ploy to make Lori famous. By putting her in the spotlight, how come this is Lori, my daughter, to all of you, my oldest child? Is this as a result of Steve Harvey? Often mentioning Lori on his show, she has garnered a lot of notoriety. Even the identity of Lori's biological father is a matter of speculation. She fervently accepted Steve's last name, therefore it seems that she only wants to acknowledge him as her father, even though some people think Marjorie had a diabolical plan to turn her daughter into a socialite. She has always fought to ensure that she has a bright future. It is much easier to introduce Lori to the public because Steve Harvey is already well known and adored, though she is not his biological child. Many people find this preference intolerable and think that Steve has abandoned his other children in favor of the youngest and weakest, unlike Lori, who benefits from his love, care, and protection. Across the country, her youth also contributed to Steve's understanding that he could now show her his affection and be a caring parent to at least one of his children. We don't know much about Carly and Brandy and Steve's other children. You informed me that I could have as many attorneys as I wanted as long as I had one principal attorney. As we speak, you are free to have as many attorneys as you like, but they won't let me see them, let me speak with them, or let me connect with them. Fearsome American hip-hop artist, Suge Knight's record label featured artist from the 90s, Sue Knight, may have a threatening appearance, but her terrifying jail message won't convince you. During Knight's pretrial hearing in April 2016, the jailhouse informant saw his murder case file when his lawyers were unable to resolve this seemingly endless list of problems. Even in murder cases, the jailers barred Knight's lawyers from speaking with him. Today, on the Celeb Culture channel, we will tell you about the mistreatment of Shogun Knight in prison. Judge Ronald Cohen barred Suge Knight from mail visits and discussions on March 17, 2015, according to court papers uncovered by Knight's counsel. The publication also stated that on January 29, Judge William Ryan issued an additional injunction. Sue Knight's attorney declined Knight said that his murder case was given to him by informant Tim. According to Knight's petition, his attorney had not viewed the file safe for someone incarcerated. Knight also admitted to lying to Carter. Judge Cohen told the jailers that after hearing Suge Knight's complaints about his health and defense, his phone call restrictions were lifted. Knight claimed that emergency appendicitis nearly killed him and that he had lost 65 pounds. Naturally, some wondered if Knight had faked a medical condition to get out of prison. Knight said throughout the trial that he willingly turned himself in to the police to refute these claims. Knight also consulted his large personal attorney about the matter without receiving wise counsel, cutting through lawyers like butter. Judge William Ryan presided over this event and heard Sue Knight in the gallery. Sue Knight's parents and child saw this hearing, marking the first time in 2 years that Sue Knight had seen his child. A secret sheriff department statement to judge stated that jailers occasionally disregarded court orders and occasionally claimed they didn't have enough personnel to defeat Knight. Jeremy Lezum, the council member for Knight's hearing, mentioned that he had a great deal of difficulty dealing with Suge Knight. Ryan included one more significant gap. Knight's lawyers were unable to view this sealed declaration, hence they were unable to comprehend Knight's limited. It is said that Suge Knight attempted to kill C. Ledig and killed Terry Carter. On January 29, 2015, in Tamsburger's parking lot, Nagy Sloan Sug Knight deliberately struck the 2 men with his pickup truck, killing Terry Carter and seriously injuring Sloan Sug Knight. After Sloan approached his truck violently, Knight denied any culpability, saying that he acted in self-defense because Sloan's firearm provoked him. Suge Knight was invited by Sloan to a Straight Outta Compton advertising. Dr. Drew and Ice Cube recorded the film's trailer V during a confrontation between Sloan and Shane Knight. It's unclear how and why Suge Knight arrived. Reports suggest he approached Dr. Drew with malice, but previous events suggest otherwise. Mr. Knight stated under oath that he was aware that Drew was responsible for a 2014 assassination attempt, even though Shuji insists he only witnessed their performance, suggesting malice. He testified that Sloan invited and ambushed him before he acted in self-defense. His determination to kill was evident as he reversed, changed gears, pressed the pedal, and collided with the men, according to the prosecution, who said that he killed and nearly killed a set worker. After multiple court struggles to obtain representation, Sudge Knight struck a plea deal and was found guilty of voluntary manslaughter. He received